Okay, so here we have my 1918 or thereabouts Chris Knutsen Hawaiian guitar. Knutsen was a Norwegian immigrant who started out in Seattle. Originally he built harp guitars, and probably about 1914, 1915 he saw some of the Hawaiian guitar players who were beginning to tour in the United States, and was inspired to begin building these Hawaiian style guitars. This predates the Weissenborn Kona guitars. He was the first person on the mainland United States that would to actually build this style of guitar. This particular model here is referred to as a convertible because of this kind of odd neck attachment. In theory, people think this was so it could be converted to be played traditional Spanish style or Hawaiian style. You could actually tilt the neck back in order to lower the action for Spanish style guitar. And this guitar, when I got it, is pretty much of a basket case, but it had about 2 frets still left in the fretboard, very tiny frets, much smaller than even the smallest modern frets. And there you could see some finger wear here in the fretboard, so somebody had played it as a Spanish guitar, but it would be very difficult because you're really limited to that first position anyways. I probably put about 40 hours worth of work into restoring it. It has a Sitka spruce top, koa bridge, koa fretboard, koa back and sides. When I got it, the bridge was barely hanging on. Somebody had slopped glue just underneath the bridge. Glue was all over this whole top area here. Had some fairly minor cracks that I cleated and repaired here in the top. What I ended up doing was removing the back in order to work on it. The back had numerous splits and cracks. It was in pretty bad shape. Also, both the back and the top had separated from the side for about this area in here. So I just removed the back. The bracing was completely shot. The bracing was all cracked. It originally had kind of a odd ladder brace arrangement that didn't support the top properly. So what I ended up doing is replacing the bracing. The bracing from this point up is all original. The back bracing is all original too. But this was in such bad shape. The bridge plate was also completely shot. What I ended up doing was I had a set of braces that came off of a 1940 Martin 008. I've had those braces for about 40 years. And finally found a use for them because they fit this guitar perfectly. So that gave it a much better engineered bracing. I used hot hide glue for all the repair work on it. And see, these bridge pins are ebony. These are replacement bridge pins. The tuners are look almost exactly like the originals, but these are replacement tuners. These are Stuart McDonald Golden Age tuners. Fortunately, the rope binding was all there and in pretty good shape. These were originally finished in shellac. I ended up doing some light French polish on different repair areas, especially in the back, just to blend the finish back into it. And then the fret markers, I ended up inlaying holly because nobody is going to be playing this as a Spanish guitar in the future anyways. And this is generally what he did with his guitars that were dedicated to Hawaiian playing. Some of the guitars he built were just like a Weissenborn, had a hollow neck. Some of them were similar to a Kona that had the same short neck, but had a traditional neck heel there. It's light as a feather. I believe, I weighed it once, I can't recall, I think it was only about 2.2 pounds. Just amazingly resonant. Just a very alive guitar. Like I say, this was built probably 1918. A year or two before that, Knutsen had moved from the Seattle area to Los Angeles, and one way to date them is the style of the bridge. This is referred to as a banana bridge because of its shape. Generally this bridge design was used after he moved to Los Angeles, so that's probably one of the better ways of dating it. Also, the label might be difficult to see, but the label says C. Knutsen, New Hawaiian Family. That particular label also puts us in the Los Angeles time period. So that's about it.